Hello everyone, in this video I would like to tell you about an interesting and extremely powerful archetype of the alchemic grenadier. But before we start, I have to express my deep gratitude to one person from Discord with the nickname MikeNNT. Thanks to his efforts and tests, as well as a lot of time spent studying this archetype, it became possible to record this video. Let's start with the bad stuff. The Alchemist in Wrath of the Righteous has a lot of problems. I could start a long and tedious narrative about how many sources of damage don't work for this archetype. The scale of disaster is really large, and it would take me 5 or 10 minutes just to list the bugs with the damage. Finding working sources is really difficult. Still, I'm unlikely to mislead you if I said that the Alchemist in Wrath of the Righteous is really powerful and can be made not only working but also overpowered. We will able to complete this task by curing bugs with other bugs, but for the benefit of the player. So, to achieve this goal, we need to find out that one of the main bugs of the Alchemist is that he adds attack with natural weapons to the number of attacks with bombs. Thus, we need to collect as many sources of natural attacks on the character as possible, so that we can throw as many bombs as possible per round. The next bug lies in a slightly different plane. The game has an archetype of a wizard, Arcane Bomber, which also gets access to throwing bombs. If you read the description of the possibilities of this archetype, they aren't amazing. However, in practice, everything is much more interesting. So this archetype adds several lines to damage for each of its levels, which I will show later with an example. Based on this, we come to a simple but extremely effective build, which I will now show you. By the time the video was recorded, I had completed 2 acts of the game with this build, and in this regard I will tell you a little about the gameplay for it. The Bombardier has a very good feature. Unlike other archetypes, he has access to mortal weapons proficiency already at the start. This greatly helps this character to fulfill the role of melee damage dealer. In Maze, we can study the book, which will give an increase in attack and damage for glaive. Due to the fact that throwing one bomb is less effective than attacking with a rich weapon, we will use it as the main weapon until the character reaches the 8th level. Upon reaching level 8, we will have our first extremely significant jump in power, and our character will learn how to throw bombs and fulfill his role as a bombardier. If you do everything the way I show you in the progression, then by this point you will have the opportunity to throw as many as 8 bombs per round, and this gives extremely serious damage that will be impossible for almost any boss to survive. We will be playing as a trickster. In this regard, we distribute the starting characteristics as follows: 17 strength, 17 dexterity, 5 constitution, 20 intelligence, 7 wisdom, and 7 charisma. And we will be upping intelligence at every possible level. As a race, choose an elf who has the necessary dexterity and intelligence bonuses. We will need a neutral alignment or another non-good one in order to be able to wear a hat with an unholy bonus and thereby increase the damage of bombs. It's important to choose the right background, which will give additional damage to the character. We start as a Grenadier and lead this class up to level 11 and take those feats. It's vital for us to get at least 8 levels in the class in order to choose the opportunity to use fast bombs. Without this ability, the character will only be able to perform a single bomb attack, which makes him unattractive. Since we want to expand the critical range of bombs, as well as their multiplier, we will need a Mythic Trickster. In order to get to improved critical as quickly as possible, you just need 11 levels in the class. After reaching this indicator, we boldly go to Arcane Bomber and lead it to the end. Upon reaching the fifth act of the game, we have the opportunity to further choose the mythical path. We can remain a trickster or choose other options: Dragon, Legend or Swarm. The strongest option will be Legend, which will significantly increase the combat potential of our character. As a multiclass for the Legend, we have the following list of classes: 4 levels of Underground Chemic in order to be able to perform sneak attacks, 1 level of Titan Fighter with which we can hold the Staff of Seven Sins to increase damage. Another additional attack can be obtained through 2 levels of Stalwart Defender, which will give access to Slam attack. The rest of the levels are taken by Arcane Bomber. Don't mess with 6 levels of Shifter. It may seem like a good idea to increase the number of attacks. In practice, when trying to throw a bomb with Shifter's Fury enabled, it simply turns off and does not increase the number of attacks. The mythic path could be something like this. We need first element as ascendant element fire. Second, we take explosives expert, and then the progression is smooth and simple. Keep in mind that the most interesting mythics we need to pick up until level 3. This is important if we want to become a legend, because we will only save those 2 mythics with legend. And finally, let's take a look at items that will be available at the end of the game and will be needed for the character. The most important of them will be Fortune Jinx, which will give additional damage to bombs contrary to possible expectations. And there is only few workable items with Alchemist. So one of them is Ring of Sacred Touch, and other things is like whatever, because many of the items is simply not working. In order to further increase the damage of the Alchemist, I recommend you such a composition: Judge, Paladin, Shaman, Freebooter and Court Poet. These archetypes all increase damage purposes of the Alchemist, and that's why I choose them. And as I told you before, I run with this kind of a party two acts of the game, and you don't have to rely on mercenaries. I have only one mercenary in party, that's Freebooter. And as for Judge, Lan is Judge for me in this run. and Scylla is based paladin, and Camelia is shaman with access to flame curse. And at the end of this video, let's take a look at the possibilities of this build. And I draw your attention to another interesting bug of the archetype. When turning into a dragon, we can add as many as 6 attack to the character. However, keep in mind that we can only throw bombs in dragon form that belongs to the arcane bomber archetype, but not grenadier, which we will not have such an opportunity. So, we change our form to a dragon one. And let's summon some Babao, I believe, to test damage for our character. So here we go, Flame Curse from Shaman. Freebooter's Bane from Freebooter. And our Judge. Judge is not a super good archetype of Inquisitor, but in case for Alchemic, it's I feel it's the best. And finally, our Alchemic. So, this is the ability from Arcane Bomber. And as we can see, I can throw alchemic bombs, but I still can throw fire bombs from class of Arcane Bomber. And here we go. We have certain attacks, and that's the bug I was talking about. It's implemented for attack bonuses and also for damage purposes, as you can see. Here is Freebooter Bane's bonus, sentence bonus from Judge, and also vulnerability from Shaman, and also we can add Mark of Justice to our damage, but Scylla is only late 9 in this video, so I can't show you the full damage. But keep in mind the numbers will be much better at the end of the game with all characters keeping their best equipment and also progressing in the class. We have almost 5,000 of damage, I believe, for Babao Eliminator. And I feel that's a pretty good result for Alchemist. Once again, I want to thank Mike and NT This is his build, and he done this game with this, but he chose Legend, of course, to maximize the potential of a character. And I hope you like this video, and feel that you can use it for smooth and interesting run. Thank you for your attention. Bye bye.